So about a week ago on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure it was September 30th, Minecraft dropped a new update and it was called the Copper Age update. It was basically they added copper armor, copper tools, the copper golem, and everything. And I'm here to show you guys today what everything was that they added in that update and how they work. So let's get straight into it, and I'm about to show you guys the first thing. Okay, so what we have here is the copper chest. So as you guys see here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different variants of this chest. And that's because, as we all know, what copper does is it oxidizes over time due to weather or whatever, and it becomes darker and bluer until it looks like this or this right here. The waxed oxidized copper chest, or just the oxidized copper chest. You can wax it and make it look different. But yeah, so these four, there's only really four different, like there's two different types, but there's only four variants of each type. There's waxed and normal, just like copper. And it basically just works like a normal chest. You can combine them, make it a double or a large copper chest. And it's pretty cool. You can make it like that, or of course the green. You could do anything like that. And it works just like a normal chest, but instead it's made of copper. And how you would craft this is actually pretty easy. So what you would do is, with a normal chest, you would put it in the middle, and then you would surround the chest with copper, and there you go. Just like how you would make, like, I don't know what chest, but let's say like you would make a golden apple. Like, you would put the apple in the middle, surround it by gold, and you would get the golden apple. But instead, you put the chest in the middle, surround it by copper ingots, and you get the copper chest, which is the newest storage thing in the game. So, that's the copper chest. I hope you guys enjoy it in the game. And if you guys want to, like, customize chests, which I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have normal chests. But if I wanted to make it, like, let's say I made, like, a blue house or whatever with, like, nether wood, then I would oxidize or make a copper chest, oxidize it, and then it would match with the theme. But yeah, that's basically just the copper chest. So let's get into the next thing. All right, what we have next here is, as you guys see, I have 5 armor stands here, all with this orange looking armor on it. And what that armor actually is the copper armor. So basically what it is when you put it on, of course, it's basically just normal armor. As you see here, it just looks like normal armor. But instead, instead of it being like, leather armor, chainmail, iron, gold, or diamond, or netherite, or any of that, it's this orange looking color, which is copper. This is, it's the Copper Age update, so it's copper. And when I go in survival, this is how much armor it gives me. So it gives me about half the bar. So I think it's not the best, of course, but it's definitely better than leather armor, and I think better than chainmail, but I don't know if it's better than iron. Hold on, let me check real quick. Yeah, definitely. So, as you guys see here, iron armor is definitely better than copper armor, but it's still pretty cool that we finally got a new armor in the game. We haven't got a new armor in the game since the Nether update when Netherite released, and that was about like 4 or 5 years ago. Or I think 6 years ago. I don't even remember. I don't even remember when the Nether update was. I think it was sometime in between 2019 and 2021. I'm pretty sure it was 2020 actually, because 2021 was the Caves and Cliffs update. But yeah, that's the copper armor. And what you see I have in my hand here is a copper sword, copper pickaxe, copper axe, copper shovel, and a copper hoe. So let's see what the sword does. So the sword does 5 attack damage, and the pickaxe and axe and shovel and hoe are all significantly lower than, I think, even the iron. Because, iron armor is worse, so obviously copper weapons are going to be worse than the iron weapons. So I would say the copper pickaxe, I don't know how efficient it is, but I know it's probably less durable than the iron. But I'm pretty sure it's obviously more durable than probably the stone, wood, and definitely gold, because gold is has the absolute worst durability in the game. It's very efficient, but it doesn't have good durability. So I'm pretty sure these set of tools here, you know, obviously they work the same as other tools, other types of tools, but they are made of copper. And it's actually pretty interesting because we only have very so little types of like weapons and tools in the game with so many different materials, but they finally added another one, which is copper, which that's actually surprising. So they made copper tools and copper armor before emerald tools or emerald armor, which is kind of crazy to me. But anyways, yeah, that's basically the copper stuff. That's basically the copper tools in the game. And as you guys see up here, let me go ahead and stow these away real quick. Alright, so what y'all see here is a horse with copper horse armor. So this is actually another new set of armor that got added to the game. As y'all know, they have iron horse armor, chain horse armor. Actually, I don't know if they had chain, but they might. Emerald. Okay, they don't have emerald armor. I apologize. Diamond horse armor, and, you know, leather horse armor. So as y'all see here, there is now copper horse armor. So let me see here. So as you see, there is copper horse armor, and it is very bright and is very cool, I would say. So I don't know how much health it actually adds to the horse. Okay, it doesn't add any health. I'm guessing armor doesn't add health. Listen, I don't play much Minecraft. All I do know is that there was an update. So yeah. But anyways, they added copper horse armor to the game. It's pretty cool. It's pretty shiny, and actually makes the horse look pretty cool. It makes the horse look like freaking Lorax. It's a Lorax horse, bro. This looks pretty cool. But yeah, it's but of course compared to diamond horse armor or gold horse armor, those look better. But this right here, it's still pretty cool they added this to the game. Again, same thing. It's pretty cool that actually added a complete new set of armor and tools to the game, made of copper, which actually gives copper use, as copper was not very useful at all since before this update. But now that there is copper armor in the game, it actually gives copper a purpose, which is pretty cool to me. So, but yeah, here's the copper horse armor, and yeah, let's just move right on to the next thing. Okay, so next up, what they added these copper doors, which work exactly like normal doors, but instead you can make them with copper. They are crafted the exact same way as other doors with other, like, wood, but instead, you know, it's 6 copper instead of 6 wood. So if you want to create a copper door, it's just 6 copper, three on the left, 3 on the middle, all the way down the columns, and you get yourself copper doors. And, you know, it is affected by weather, so it goes from this to this to this to this. So I think this looks pretty cool. I think all these look pretty cool, actually, especially the ones that are, like, in the process of getting oxidized. So that's pretty cool, though. So let's get rid of those, and let's move on to these. The copper trapdoors. The copper trapdoors are, again, crafted the same way as the other trapdoors that are in the game, which I'm pretty sure is, I want to say 3 wood for a trapdoor. I don't really know exactly how to craft a trapdoor, but, you know, they're in the game. They're pretty cool. Again, from here to here, oxidize. I think it's pretty cool that they added all this copper stuff, as, like I said before, it gives copper a purpose of being in the game instead of being useless and purposeless. So, but yeah, copper trapdoors, I mean, nothing too serious, just different colors, different texture, and just overall the same, you know, idea and same block, just different design. So let's just go right on to the next thing, which is the copper lanterns. Now the copper lanterns, let me go ahead and set it to night real quick. As you see here, it looks like greenish, but it works exactly like a torch does, or not torch, a lantern, and it actually emits a good amount of light. So let me break this. It does emit a really good amount of light, has pretty far distance for each direction. So yeah, this little thing could come in handy, just like a normal lantern or a torch. And I really did wish it, like, glue like a I do wish it glowed like a greenish or green bluish looking color, but it's just like any other light, just a light in like this little area right here. So that's it for the copper lantern. Now let's move on to the, what is this? Alright, so you guys are probably wondering why it's dark again, since I just turned it to day. You see the sun's, or not the sun, the moon is in the middle of the sky, and you guys see it's dark and everything, the row of copper stuff I have waiting. So you see this little lever right here? So this thing is actually called a copper bulb, and these little four corner things actually emit light, and it works exactly like glowstone, I would say, or a red, or whatever redstone, whatever block that's activated by redstone that emits a light. I can't think of the name, but whatever that name is, put it down in the comments below. But this is what it does. So you know this little like red dot in the middle that just turned off, that just showed that it's now emitting light. And if you flick it again, it turns it off with the red light, and then you flick it back. So that red light is actually the redstone activating inside of it. So the redstone's activated, deactivate. So you turn it on, and to turn it off, you press it 2 more times. And there we go. And then if you want to turn it back on, press it 2 more times. And then, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's pretty cool. I don't know if this one's any different. Oh, it's a little darker. So oxidized copper is actually a little bit darker than the normal one. So as you see, it's not too far of a radius for the light. So the oxidized copper bulb is not actually that bright at night. So your best bet would be the normal copper bulb, and your worst bet, of course, would be the oxidized copper bulb. So I don't know if I'm actually going to utilize these in the game, in a world in the future, but if I do, we'll see. But for now, I don't think I'm going to use it at all. So let's move right on to the copper bars. So you guys know the bars in the game, like, you know, where you find the end portal, there's jail cells down there. There's jail cells. This is actually in those jail cells. They're actually just bars that you know, if you want to lock someone up as a joke or whatever, or if you want to do role play or whatever, it's up to you. So what you do is you build a jail cell, and this is basically the bars to go in front of it. And you can do copper all the way to, of course, the oxidized copper. I think these are pretty cool designs, pretty cool colors, and pretty cool idea that they decided to make copper bars in the game, which there are only normal bars as of what I know. So there's another set of bars in the game, which is copper. So that's pretty cool. I do enjoy this copper stuff because I used to always throw copper out because I never really needed it. But yeah, I just never used copper. But now, if I wanted to, for decoration or whatever, I could actually make stuff with my copper instead of just throwing it out, which I think is pretty cool. So the next thing we have here is the copper grate, from normal to oxidized. So it's just for decoration, nothing serious, nothing too serious. It's just a grate for like a garden or whatever, or just for around your house or wherever you want to put it. But yeah, these little holes in here give it the little see-through design that it has, which is a grate. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, I'm probably never going to use it because when I play, I only decorate my house if I finish the game, because I tend to rush through my worlds, get my villagers ready, get my armor and start tools ready and stuff, and yeah. But anyways, we are on to the next thing, which is the copper chains. Now, of course, there's normal chains in the game, which you get from bastions, I believe. You mainly get them from bastion chests and bastions in general. So these chains, you know, like, they dangle from dungeons or whatever. So it's basically like the bars we just went over, but instead they hang from the ceiling, which you can do with bars too. But yeah, chains are newer to the game, and now they just created copper chains from normal to oxidized, and I think it's pretty cool, as with the rest of this copper stuff. But yeah, by the way, with all this copper stuff that I've been talking about, you can craft it the same exact way as you would craft any other block of the same type. So the doors, craft the doors the same way, same with the trap doors, same with the lanterns. But I think instead you put a lantern surrounded by copper, but I don't know that. But yeah, here are the 4 different types of copper chains in the game. And the next thing is actually this little guy right here, the copper golem, which is actually right here. So you place him down, and he spawns in with his little eyes and stuff. It's pretty cute. Look at the little guy. Look at the little guy. Looks like he has an Elamine on his head. So, yeah, this... And his head just... That's actually kind of cool. Hold up, chat. Yo! What's good, bud? Yo, he's so cute. Let's give him a little buddy. Little 2 guys. I think what it does is it actually picks blocks up for you. But I think only if they're copper blocks. So, let me get a copper block out real quick. Alright, I'll just give him a copper ingot. So, I don't know what this guy does. Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of the copper golem is, but he's cute. He even uses a little pet or whatever. He doesn't follow you, of course, but he's cute. I like him. My bad. he's like a robot, bro. It's funny. What you looking at? What you looking at, buddy? He's cute, bro. Look at this thing. And this is, of course, the statue of it. It looks pretty lifeless. No eyes. Oh, he just jumped on top of his own self. He's looking at himself. He's like, why does he look dead? It's okay, buddy. Those are not dead. They're just statues. They're not alive. They never were. They're just statues, okay? He doesn't care. Okay. So, yeah, that is basically everything in the game that's added from copper. And, of course, there is one more thing that I want to show you guys, and that is the copper torch. So, it's exactly like the copper lantern we talked about earlier. It emits the same light. And instead of it being like an orange light, like a normal torch, it's actually a green light, just like the lantern was. And I think that's actually pretty cool. You see, it's like it's a little green flare coming off of it. I like that a lot. And I don't think they can get oxidized, as torches cannot be oxidized. But it's like if you took like the soul flames, soul fire from the Nether, and the Soul Sand Valley, and you put it on a torch. That's basically what this is right here. I like it. It's pretty cool for decoration and design, and pretty cool if you want to have some ideas for something. Like if you want to have a copper room, or if you want to put it in your own house or anything instead of a normal torch, you know, spruce it up a little bit. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's about everything in the game. So if you guys did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing, as this is my first video on this new channel that I just made. And if you want to, you can go check out my other channel, which is Cade Knight. I have 848 subscribers on there. I just decided to make a second channel to somewhat restart and just grow on this channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.